JaMychal Green, no length of the court. Porter's got it. Here he comes over Kawhi, and he's got it.
Hold that position.
Morris dump it into Jokic to Porter, and Porter puts it away.
Between the legs, between defenders, it's a pretty assist for the Denver Nuggets.
Not fully convinced this was a Losers Lounge. Welcome, everybody, into the DNVR Losers Lounge. I don't know if that's definitely not an air horn. I don't know if it's a Losers Lounge, but it's definitely not an air horn.
Let me air horn. You know what? If I feel the flow, let me flow.
Do what you'd like to do. I'm, of course, your host, Adam Matas. I'm joined by my all-star. It's not an all-star cast. It's an okay cast. I got Brendan Vogt over here.
Thanks, man. Feeling very inspired off the bat.
Yeah. One of us is really weighing us down. I'm not going to say which one. I've got D-Line Co over here.
I don't know. I'm not picking up on what you were saying. Am I weighing you down?
You might be. You might be.
I was giving this an air horn. I'm bringing this up. What are you talking about?
You are bringing this up. I've also got somebody here that is tailor-made to bring the show up like 7 levels. One of the newest members of the DNVR crew, and the main man or half of the main man for DNVR Golf. It's Spencer Smith.
So, am I the one weighing you down, or am I not? I'm so confused.
Yeah, me too.
You'll never know.
He gave me a great intro, but I feel like I'm weighing the show down.
Would you just tell us who's weighing it down?
Shout out David Florent, first lounge ever.
There it is. First one. Hell
and he's
yeah,
watching
David.
on YouTube, too.
He is watching on YouTube. Nice
time.
It might be Torrey Craig that's weighing us down. I don't know. Actually, this is a haters lounge, man, if I'm going to start there. Today, guys, we're going to be talking about, of course, the Nuggets just wrapped up a loss to the Clippers. What I thought was an interesting game. Yeah. I was worried this game, guys, and I put some tweets out that people were not happy with. It's rare that I throw out a tweet that people are very offended by, but I put out a joke of a tweet saying that the Nuggets might not give full effort in this game. They gave more effort than I thought. They gave 3/4 effort in this game.
That's curious.
They gave the exact same effort that they've given the last 3 games.
No, 3 of the last 4. The Utah game, they gave a lot of effort.
That's a great point. It's the same effort we're going to get next game. It's prove you can do it, but then don't care that you do.
Yeah,
effort.
That's a great way to put it, because I would say that Denver in this game proved that they can hang with the Clippers. I don't know if they proved that they can beat the Clippers, but they proved that, you know what, we're a problem for you. You're a problem for us. We're a problem.
After that last matchup in the regular season where the Clippers beat them by 78 points.
I think that's correct.
You just add MPJ and it's completely different.
That is, yeah. MPJ does make the team completely different. I think Jerami Grant does as well. We're going to talk about a lot of players tonight. Spencer, I always start the show off with this. What's your big takeaway from this game? If you could narrow it down to one takeaway, what's the biggest one? I put you on the spot for welcome him in. Throw the first fastball right down
I'll
the
take
middle.
that. My biggest takeaway is Jerami Grant, man.
Yeah?
He came back
Good
tonight,
answer.
especially when the Nuggets beat the Jazz in the first round. I'm calling the when, not the if.
Let's go.
And they go and face the Clippers in round 2. Jerami Grant's going to be a huge part of that. Kawhi Leonard and Paul George are both great threes. They both can score anywhere they want. And Jerami Grant's going to have to guard one of those two. And he's going to have to be locked in, not only on the defensive end, but if he brings you the offensive power that he brought tonight, going coast to coast at the end of the third quarter and jamming it left-handed. He was feeling himself. I think he was 4 of 7 from 3. If that's the Jerami Grant we get, that's the guy we traded for, and that's the guy that helps bring the Nuggets to even another level in addition to Michael Porter Jr.
So I put this out on Twitter. You know, Jerami Grant, anytime you go to a new team, and I think especially true when you go to a Nikola Jokic-led team because he's so unique, anytime you do that, there's going to be a learning curve. There's going to be a growth curve because it's so different. And I think with Jerami, that was very true. I think early on in the season, him playing alongside a lineup that featured Torrey Craig and Mason Plumlee and was just kind of this new hodgepodge lineup, it didn't work. But as he's sort of gotten more familiar with the team and the team has gotten more familiar with him, I feel like his game is starting to shine a little bit more. And having him in this one, I mean, I'm with you, Spencer. To me, he's probably the story of this one. He stood out in such a good way.
Yeah, and I think the way he's fitting into, he's getting a lot of units with the first team.
Yeah.
And the first team that's including Michael Porter Jr., which is, of course, a different look than we saw all regular season for him. And it allows Grant to sort of slide into, I guess, an almost afterthought role in terms of what the defensive game plan is. He's a guy where if he's shot ready and wide open, he'll hit it. And he's figuring out how to find those in between the cracks points playing alongside Nikola Jokic.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be a really important player in the playoffs. If they're playing the Clippers, they're going to need Grant to guard Kawhi. It's certainly not going to be like Paul Millsap and stuff.
And he's just different. Like he does
different.
guard him a little bit different because he's got the length and mobility. But hold on, guys. Spencer, it's your first time on the show. What did we talk about 5 minutes ago? Literally 5 minutes ago. Maybe less. I said everybody on this panel has to remind me about my intro comments that I always forget, and it was literally 5 minutes ago, and we already forgot. I always forget this, guys. Today's show is presented by DraftKings, which you can download on your phone and make crazy wild bets.
We were all doing it all game.
We were doing it all game. Eric had some crazy ones today.
I was betting if shot was going to be a 2-pointer or a 3-pointer.
That's messed up.
That was a crazy bet.
Chris wants us to tell you that he loves you.
Oh, I love Chris.
Yeah, I wonder at what point when you're rambling through the intro, are we supposed to stop you and remind you?
I think just like right off the bat, that next time you're on the show at any moment. No, but seriously, download DraftKings. It's a lot of fun. Today at the bar, I love this bar, guys. We've been in here for like 1 month, and it's already maybe my favorite place on earth, I think. It probably is.
I would say. I mean, what else is even in the running?
I really like Kruger National Park in South Africa. Big fan of that.
Wow. So if given a choice, you could do the Losers Lounge from...
I've bet $25,000 on the Nuggets to reach the Western Conference Finals. If they don't, my life is over. You know what? That's a solid.
We love that, Robert.
Yeah, I feel like, you know what?
If you're going to do it, you should do it.
Not enough people go all in life.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
Like earlier, I was betting like $5 on whether or not it was going to be a 3-pointer, and it was a 2-pointer. I wanted to go on the run.
Well, that's what I was going to say. So Eric today makes this bet, and he lost the first one, won the second one, but it was on if the next shot will be a 3-pointer.
That's right.
And we're at the DNVR bar, which had I believe about 40 people, 50 people, which is the maximum we can have in this bar, very socially distanced.
Yes.
And when it hit a 3-pointer, us in our little section over there got up and went crazy, and everybody in the bar looked at us like, dude, it's the first quarter and somebody hit a shot.
Not only did it hit with Bull hitting a 3-pointer.
Oh, my God.
And moments before, Brendan was chastising me, telling me I was going down a deep, dark rabbit hole.
Yeah.
But you know what's at the end of that rabbit hole?
Who's laughing now?
Bull hitting a delightful 3.
And a pot of gold.
And a pot of gold.
This is a rabbit hole for which like the perspective seems to change every single shot type out of timeout.
That's so true.
Let's check back in 48 hours.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to make the same bet in 48 hours. I'll be betting on something else ridiculous.
The other thing I was going to tell you guys, if you're watching this at home, as you probably are on your phone, you're watching it on YouTube. Hopefully you're watching
Antonio's
it on YouTube.
Watching from Puerto Rico.
Oh, from Puerto Rico. That's awesome. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, make a comment on the feed, whatever you got to do just so that we can help grow this show and get other Nuggets fans in the fold.
Here. All our peoples are here.
But we can get back to the discussion here. You know, Jerami Grant, I mean, it's just... He continues to be so excited, and I put this on Twitter. He's got a unique skill set, and I think in the NBA, a lot of players now are either positionless, that's a positive, or tweeners, that's a negative. I think Jerami Grant has been some combination of both throughout different parts of the season, but I think him finding sort of a niche around Jerami Grant, maybe even Bol, those skill sets sort of cross over in a way that neither one of them are small forwards, neither one of them are power forwards, but together combined, they add up. They add up to the whole.
Those two players are so unique in their body type and their skill set, and when they are on, there's like really nothing that anybody can do except for just sit back and watch the show and bet on whether or not they're going to shoot at 2 or 3.
I mean, it's the Lumboys thing.
You might actually have a problem, Eric. You might have a real problem.
This is a cry for help.
We should start taking his phone from him mid-game.
I mean, it's the Lumboys thing, right? It's not, hey, can you be our power forward on a team with a very high usage point guard, just stand in the corner like he was in OKC, but do you create matchup problems? If Bull is also on the court, and PJ's on the court, Jokic is on the court, there's going to be smaller guys guarding you, or guys not guarding you at all. And so we're seeing, I think, Grant really learning how to take advantage of the former more in ways we didn't see all season. And that's, of course, encouraging. And the long boy identity lives on. It's thriving.
Yeah.
Oh, baby.
I honestly think, like Adam said earlier, just the learning curve playing with Jokic, like, you're open when you don't think you're open, and you have to realize that. And it's hard for players, especially like you said, Jerami Grant. Like, he's watching Russell Westbrook pound the ball into the ground and standing in the corner. Now it's like, hey, this guy's got the ball at the top of the key. If I cut to the basket, whether I got a guy that's 6'5" on me or a bigger dude on me, he's going to find me whether I'm open by a half. And Doris Burke compared Jokic to Patrick Mahomes tonight on the ESPN broadcast.
Well, I kind of hate it, but I kind of love it.
And it's
Patrick Mahomes is really good.
Nothing is more, I guess, points out more what you're talking about than the first play of the game where Nikola Jokic looked like he was going up for a three-pointer and then dropped a perfect pass to Torrey Craig, who was not in any way ready for the pass.
Yeah. I feel like he almost does that at times. I mean, I don't know. This is conspiracy Adam here, but man, I feel like Jokic gives the like frustration arms more to Torrey Craig than to every other player combined, which is maybe something we'll get into here a little bit, but when you talked about playing with Russell Westbrook. When you play with Russell Westbrook, I don't know that you have to think the game. And Russell Westbrook's awesome, but your job is so limited. It's like I either stand here, or I get back on defense, or I stand here and whatever. I run an exchange on the weak side. When you play with Jokic, I do think there's something to read the court. Right. And right now, what's interesting about Jerami Grant is he's functionally a 3 offensively, because the taller players have been guarding Michael Porter Jr. And whenever Bol is up and on the team, and as a member, they're going to be guarding him as well. And Jerami Grant keeps finding himself with smaller guys. And Jokic will look at him a lot throughout the game and be like, cut, dude, I'm just going to throw it over the top of whoever's guarding you. Right. You're going to grab it and lay it in. And I just feel like that part of it of like, okay, I'm now a threat, not just to stand here, but what's going on the court. And he's starting to read that more and more. And to me, that's why he has been so encouraging. Let's talk. I know a lot of people are probably tuning in and want to talk about, Denver, let's be honest, guys, they threw this game. And I want to talk about the fact.
Wait, Adam, we got a tweet here from Katie Wingy.
From who?
Katie Wingy.
Okay.
Saying the number 3 seeded Denver Nuggets will take on the number 6 seeded Utah Jazz in the first.
Yeah, so this is a thing that's happening. I didn't know if it was completely finalized or just like 99. But I thought there was like one obscure scenario in which this wouldn't happen. But let's just assume it is. I think we were going to get to this a little bit. We're especially going to. Oh my God, are you?
I don't even care. Whatever, dude.
I think we're going to especially get to this on Friday's show. Yeah. Denver has one more game, and I think then we'll really look forward. So we'll reference it here in a little bit, but we're going to get into the gritty details before long. But I want to stick on this game and sort of the moment with it here. Denver threw this game. They didn't throw this game. Denver took their foot off the gas. Yep. They did not put their starters in. And we've seen this a bunch of times now. We've seen it against the Lakers. We saw it once before that too, right? I can't remember 4 days ago.
Let's see. They did it against the Lakers. They did it against
one other team, right? Who was it? Somebody help us out here. My God. Who did they play like 3 days ago? It was not Utah. It was before Utah.
It was a Portland game.
Portland. How did I forget that? Yeah, it was Portland.
DNVR Golf guys.
Thank you, DNVR Golf, for really helping us here. So Denver, we've now seen it 3 games effectively. They have load managed in the fourth quarter. Spencer, does this sit wrong with you? I know a lot of people have been upset by this.
Honestly, like the Laker game just made me pissed off. At the end, like when you're that close in a game, you just want to win the game. As being a Nuggets fan,
was it because it was the Lakers? Do you think?
100%. Like I wanted to chirp. I wanted to get on Twitter for the next 4 hours after that game and just let every Lakers fan know that Bol and Keita Bates-Diop just buried them.
Dude, I chirped all through the next day.
Oh yeah, and still, but tonight, I honestly felt so good about it. I've never been sitting there in the fourth quarter and been like, all right, we're down. We lost by 13. We're down 10. They're making every shot in the last 3 minutes. Kawhi Leonard's still in the game. Paul George is still in the game. But I was like, that first half when we went full bore and we're like, hey, we're going to throw everything we got at you, the Nuggets were the better team in my opinion. Yeah, and they were defending Paul George. Kawhi Leonard made a few shots. He got a few foul calls that were like, that's Kawhi Leonard. He's going to get those. But I felt so good about it. I've never felt this good about a Nuggets quote-unquote loss that I've watched. Yeah, I was like, fourth quarter, I was like, you know what? They gave it all they got. Now Mason Plumlee's in there throwing up air ball floaters and hook shots. Like, it's fine. They played. They did this exactly how they wanted to do it. Yeah. I don't want to get too into finessing the standings and where they're going to finish. Like last year, we should have beat Portland. We all know that, but this year, I just felt great about this loss. I really
look at Hot Dornish Muffin over here saying, "What if Moutier wins the series against us?" I think we just all kill ourselves. I don't think there's anything left.
Yeah, let's make a suicide pact.
Everyone suicide pact here.
Everyone listen here.
Yeah, it's a real losers lounge. Some real losers
that are really struggling with mental health. In which case, call me or something.
Is Harrison Wynn ready? Okay. So we get you before you get out of here. Just give us one hot take, Spencer. You don't have to have journalistic integrity.
Or give us a winning golf pick.
Jesus.
My hot take for this year is I don't think the Denver Nuggets lose a game until minimal round 2, game 3.
Oh. Wow. That one's really spicy. Can we get the air conditioner on? Hank, can you get the AC blasted in?
I honestly think
this is my kind of take.
We saw Nikola Jokic playoff Nikola Jokic last year against the Spurs, right?
His
first time in the playoffs, the whole team. They've got 14 games of experience. They went to 2 Game 7s. They know what it's like to win in the playoffs. Nikola Jokic, whether he says it or not, he's got personal vendetta against Rudy Gobert. He is going to demoralize him for 4 straight games. There's not going to be any sad Jazz fans in the crowd because nobody can be there, and we all love to see that. And I honestly don't think the Nuggets lose a game in the first round.
That's a 5 pepper spice take, but you know what? I'm with it. If you guys are watching at home, we just expanded DNVR golf. I'm going to tell you something. I just got into golf, in large part because of Spencer. He hooked
Have
it
you
up.
guys heard about this? That Adam just started playing golf. Eric, have you heard about this?
No, shut
have you guys heard him talk about this yet?
Hank, do you want to come in for Brendan?
Adam plays golf
Brendan
now.
could take a little break here. No, but seriously, I was going to say, I always thought that golf was exclusively for like fancy, highbrow people until I met Spencer, and now I've learned that no, it's actually for any bum.
Do you not think of yourself in those terms?
I definitely do not think of myself. Right. Look at my feet up on the table right here.
You
in my
are
shorts.
very
yeah,
casual.
very casual.
It's Casual Wednesday.
But everybody check him out. Obro Spence on Twitter, and then DNVR Golf. Thank you so much for getting out of here.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it. We'll let a real expert Harrison get in here.
Because you have your feet on the table, someone asked if you sprained your ankle.
If I sprain my like I'm elevating it for like the blood flow?
No,
that's
he's
hilarious.
just wildly disrespectful.
Very disrespectful, very cash. The great Harrison Wind. I love that. Yeah, look at that. I like the crowd noise here. Yeah, everybody. What I like is that our set, we've really updated it to now have a fan blowing on Harrison, so he really does have the wind in his hair.
The last time I entered, there were Coors Lights up here.
What's going on?
They were here before you showed up. Also,
Manager Mark grabbing the ball. So Harrison, what did Michael Malone have to say? I was reading some of the quotes as they were coming in. Sound a little spicy.
This was a fascinating post-game Zoom session.
Let's get into it.
This was fascinating. I have a feeling. I don't know if this is true.
Love when you get
I have
feelings.
a feeling he absolutely reamed them out in the locker room post-game.
Oh.
I have a feeling he killed them.
Really? For deciding to bench Jokic?
No, for the defense. The defense was the talking point post-game. The Nuggets have the worst defense in the bubble. They gave up how many points tonight? 120-something?
124.
124. Thank you, Allie. And, Michael Malone was not happy. And you could tell in Nikola Jokic's face, who talked tonight, and in Jamal Murray's just tone, that he got on them. So that's my theory on what happened in the locker room. He got on his team tonight.
Can I ask you this honest question? This is to everybody here. We know Michael Malone has the very well-timed. We joke about it in training camp. This day's going to be the angry Malone. This one's going to be. Do you feel like this was a little bit? You have to be a little concerned with the defense. Let's be honest. They've been playing these crazy lineups and doing some different stuff. Yeah. Do you feel like he's genuinely this, or do you think it's like the guys? It's go time. Principles here. Everybody buckle down.
I think it's a little bit of both. It's got to be both.
We're still getting complaints about pinging.
Yeah, make sure all your computers are muted.
I don't understand it. I don't have a single thing on right now. I don't understand. I think there's a ping coming on. It might be the producers. I'm going to go ahead and throw it out. It might be the producers.
This is definitely on the producers.
I have no pings coming in. Yeah, I think it's a little
bit of both.
Do not blame it on us. It is not over here.
They have a microphone they could stick up for themselves.
Nuggets throw one game and we all just lose our minds. It's just getting really aggressive.
I do think it
is a bit negative.
It's a little negative. That's weird. I haven't been seeing the negative ones, so keep popping them up because I want to see what people are saying. I don't know. Denver went toe-to-toe with them tonight. Now, they were shorthanded a few people. Yeah. Nuggets were shorthanded a few people.
Did anyone else think the first half defense was actually pretty good?
Dude,
the first half defense.
What was the score at half?
They had 50 points exactly.
The Nuggets were up by 5 points.
I thought the effort was pretty good. The rotations were
a bubble 50 crisp. Is like a non-bubble 40, to be honest, man.
Bubble 50, that's lockdown.
A 130 is like the bubble average right now.
But we are fast approaching the games matter time. And 7th game in a row of seeing a final score like that, Malone is going to blow his gasket.
Yeah, I feel like this was a lot of the bad practice that every team has to have in like training camp practice number 3. You know?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back. I mean, obviously, I always rewatch the games, and I'll do a detailed notebook tomorrow. I'll be an episode of the list as well tomorrow. I didn't feel that bad about the way Denver played in the first 3 quarters of this one. I mean, there were some ups and downs, some peaks and valleys, but. For me, I thought they brought intensity. I thought they were a little bit more. We were talking as we were watching this, Eric. Jokic looks locked in. Now, I don't think he's playing his best, although it's funny because he actually had a pretty good stat line tonight.
I told you the next stop for Nikola Jokic after the Toronto game, which is going to look very shockingly similar to this game, is going to be to the bubble barber. We're going to get
wow.
haircut Jokic locked in.
If we get
for the
haircut
playoffs.
Jokic game 1 round 1 against the Jazz.
Not just haircut Jokic, Vlatko Jokic.
Yeah. Ooh,
That's a great point. Vlatko's in the bubble. Wow.
In the bubble.
We were talking in our chat today, and we were really gassing Harrison up a little bit more than I'd like to be honest. But Harrison had one of the great stories of the year and one of the great revelations about the growing relationship between Vlatko and Jokic. Of course, they speak the same language.
They do.
They have some, I mean, even though they're a little different, Slovenia and Serbian. I don't want to get my Serbian fans
There's a
too upset
crossover.
here.
There's
There's
a
a crossover. And we've discovered that Vlatko, we throw around Jokic whisperer a lot. Some people have said I'm the Jokic whisperer. Not true. Vlatko, I think, really is a Jokic whisperer in that I think he understands his mentality as well as anybody. And so I actually do think him being inside the bubble makes a difference. Do you feel that way as well? I mean, no, we don't know this.
Yeah, I mean, I think you do want Jokic to... We don't know. We're not with this team. But just from what you can infer, it doesn't always seem like he's necessarily with the rest of the guys. Or, like, you know what I mean? Like, he's... I don't know, but I think Vlatko is someone he can speak to some extent in his native tongue and can sort of relate to on a different level, and is someone that, like Juancho did, is just a friend and puts him in a better mood. And I think that matters.
I think Jokic is a complicated man, and the only one who understands him is his Vlatko.
Is that right?
It's a little Shaft reference. Nobody caught that, did? Okay, you got
I
me.
got it. No, I just didn't
I
appreciate
definitely
it.
didn't get
because,
that.
Yeah, because
you guys don't remember the 70s?
It says no one appreciates him but his woman in the real in
Thank
Shaft.
you.
But Vlatko, I mean, I think that I've seen clips before when it was he, Juancho, Vlatko. They had that like super dorky European humor.
Yeah, totally.
They would like ping and pong off each other. So it's probably, it feels good when you have someone around that you can get your jokes and you feel good about.
The biggest difference between Jokic or Vlatko and Juancho, like you said, Adam, Vlatko speaks Serbian.
Yeah.
Juancho didn't. I think that's big. Yeah.
That's why he's off this team.
Yeah. So another couple notes on the defense from the post game.
Okay.
Michael Malone called he said we have a lot of matadors on this team.
Yeah, a lot of matadors. Yeah,
love the matador reference.
Can I be honest though? Because I actually think there is. This is like a basketball concept thing. I think Denver's biggest issue on the defense is at the top, not the back.
Oh, it's been for 3 years.
It's been for 5 years, really.
Yeah.
I mean, Jokic cannot be a rim protector like a Joel Embiid or Rudy
Right.
Gobert, where players are afraid to go attack him. They will attack him if they get a runway. So you really have to shore up your perimeter defense, and it's true. Denver just has like slow-footed perimeter players, and at the moment, players who aren't supposed to be on the perimeter to begin with, playing out of position or whatever. So I do think that's it. I want to hear more about what was said today in the post game, but before we do, let's take our first break. Let's hit a quick ad read. And on the other side, who all spoke today? Jokic
and Jamal.
All right.
You can see Jamal right now. Doesn't he look like Malone just chewed him out?
It looks
He does not look happy.
Yeah.
He's got Brendan Vogt vibes.
Real Eeyore over there, yeah.
Yeah, that's me. Should we do reads? Are we doing reads?
We're doing. That's
All
what
right.
we're doing.
I'll do these really positive for you, Eric. I really like Breckenridge Brewery. They make great beer. One of the best.
I had two of them tonight.
Best Breck beers you can try is the Mile High City Copper Lager. They're selling a 15-can pack. Just go ahead into Google and type Breck Beer Locator. That'll show you where the nearest Breck beer is within any sort of mile parameter that you want to set. It's a really neat tool, so there's no excuse not to pick up that 15-can pack sampler. If you want more than just the Mile High City Copper Lager, come on down to the DNVR bar.
Hell yeah,
Colfax.
get a Strawberry Sky.
Let's go on tap.
What I had
We
tonight.
got them all on tap.
Can I give a quick? This is not on the list, but being a DNVR member rocks when you come to the bar because you get the tall beers for the price of the regular beers. I had two tonight. Pretty buzzed. Not
I
gonna
was
lie.
looking around. Everybody I saw was drinking a member beer.
I know, it's really a
Such
great
a good
feeling.
feeling.
It is a great feeling. Today was a great day at the bar.
Yeah.
I just want you guys to know that the 15-can Copper Lager is sold out in Colorado.
We did it!
Oh, just
we
get
did
out.
it!
The
We sold
15-can
out!
sampler is
Yo,
sold
the
out.
Jokic,
Stay
the
tuned.
Jokic pack's out.
We sold out.
Oh man, I don't know if I feel good about the Jokic pack
Not
being
the
sold out.
sampler pack, which
Yeah, the
you
sampler's
guys
available
did.
forever.
We
But
just make it.
if you want the Nuggets themed
Oh, the Mile High City
High
Copper
City
Lager.
Mile
Copper
High City
Lager.
Copper Lager,
It was a regular season pack. Let's be honest, guys.
Yeah.
The playoff pack. It's
Yeah, we need like a
But-
bit. We need a more
But-
impressive pack.
But can get some at the DNVR bar.
Oh hell yeah!
We've
And
always
you-
got it at the DMV.
You can certainly buy 15 of them if you're so inclined.
What else we got there, Vote?
MSU Denver Online. When you're taking a class there, right?
Yeah, it's wrapping up actually.
How was that
Finals coming
experience,
right up.
Harrison Wind?
Finals are coming
Can you
up.
imagine
yeah.
Win like in finals right now while also covering the Nuggets like this?
Yeah, no, it's been great. I mean, the teachers have been awesome. I know Allie took a class as well.
Yeah, Harrison, finals were like 3 weeks ago.
This is the greatest own ever.
But you know what you know what sucks so much?
No way Harrison signed up for that class. He never took it.
You know what sucks so much is that.
Okay, I didn't think we were going to be having the playoffs in August
But I hate
when
that
I signed up for that class.
He just got called on like a student in class that didn't do the reading. He's like, oh, it's wrapping up soon, I think.
Didn't
the
you?
final project was like a 35-page paper and a presentation and another thing.
Didn't you pick up
they
the syllabus,
take it seriously.
bro?
It's a really great
No,
class.
yeah, we
over
got
there.
the syllabus for sure. We definitely got the
But
syllabus.
it bothers me that the pandemic hit and you've only improved yourself. You've been on the Peloton.
That's so true.
You've been making yourself, your mind bigger and more expansive. It's
thank
like, well, no, I'm saying screw you. It's I've gotten heavier. I've gotten stupider. It's like nothing's happened for me since
Eric,
this
but
pandemic
you got a
began.
haircut.
I did get one haircut since the pandemic.
All right, wrap up this damn read
All right,
here. Come
MSU
on.
Denver Online. Can't recommend it enough. Awesome teachers, super relevant content that you're learning. And if you're a freshman, if you're looking to finish up your degree, go back to school to get a second degree. It's for everybody. So every type of student can benefit from MSU Denver Online. So check it out.
So I want to move the conversation here, and we'll continue to evaluate this game. But the headline for the show here is, should the Nuggets be afraid of the Clippers? And look, I think the Clippers are fantastic. They were without two key players tonight,
sure.
and Patrick Beverley and Montrezl Harrell. They are only better than what we saw tonight, and they beat the Nuggets tonight. And even when the starters win, they played them basically to a tie. I think Denver was slightly up going into that fourth. Eric, when you look at all the teams in the Western Conference, if the Denver wins their first round series, they're going to be matched up with the Clippers. Are you afraid of the Clippers? Are you concerned about the Clippers? Are you confident? Where are you at?
I mean, if we compare this to last year and how I felt about the Blazers versus how I feel about potentially the Clippers, it's like night and day. Like the Clippers seem like a very, very formidable opponent. I wouldn't at all feel confident going into that series, but I don't feel like it's an impossibility that we could beat them. Like just seeing tonight, I mean, granted, like you mentioned, no Beverly, no Montrez, but I don't know. The Nuggets have a little something for them also. Like the Nuggets have grown as well. But I do like the greatest part about this question is I love completely overlooking the Utah Jazz.
That's because we're going to spend a lot of time on the Utah Jazz. I'm just talking about when we look at the big teams in the West, because there's so much talk right now about, you got to avoid this, you got to avoid that. Harrison, how do you feel about them?
I feel like they're very similar to the Lakers. I would feel as good as the Nuggets going. I would feel as good as if the Nuggets were going up against the Lakers than if they were going up against the Clippers. I don't think there's a huge difference there. But if they do go up against the Clippers, they're going to need the Jerami Grant that they got tonight.
No doubt.
Jerami Grant could be the key to that whole series.
Yeah, he really could.
He really could, man. I could see him playing 35 minutes a game in a Nuggets-Clippers series, because we saw tonight. He guarded Paul George. He guarded Kawhi Leonard. If he's knocking down threes like he was tonight, I mean, he's going to be on the floor for all the significant moments in that game. So he is going to be a massive key.
Yeah, we have a question on here.
Yeah, I saw that. They intentionally crowding the paint, push the Nuggets to take more threes. It's a great question, Rayvon. This is actually, I think, going to be the strategy for everybody. And
it was last year a little bit.
It absolutely was. And what happened in Game 7, of course, Denver really struggled. And they had Malik Beasley, by the way. People forget this. Beasley came up big in the playoffs last year for Denver. I think Game 5 was like Beasley was kind of maybe the MVP of that game outside of Yoke. Yeah. Denver, teams do not fear Denver's three-point shot. They don't fear them making it, but they also don't really fear them like getting it off. If it's a kick-out, wide-open three, teams are going to run that off the line or whatever. But if it's like somebody coming around or a dribble handoff, everybody's going to take the shortcut under because they're just like, nobody's going to stop and do this. And I think it's a real concern. For me, that's it. Vote, before we move on to those kind of things, though, what do you think about the Clippers-Nuggets playoff matchup?
So I think in juxtaposition with the Lakers, it's interesting. I actually, at the moment, feel like the Lakers have more cracks in their armor.
It seems that way.
But the Lakers are a tough matchup for Nikola Jokic. I mean, there's a lot of size in the interior.
That's a great point. Yep.
And they,
the
like
one guy that kind of gives Jokic
them a hard time. And like a lot of these series, like you just mentioned, it'll come down to hitting open threes. That's a little scary. Flip side with that Clippers matchup, really tough for Jamal and MPJ. Pat Bev, Kawhi, Paul George, who can switch, who can all give those guys problems. But who do they have to guard Jokic?
Zubats. Yeah.
So
Harrell's like that hustler, but
right.
There's something a little bit weird there.
So it's team basketball. Guys will need to hit threes, but in a sense, I like the Clippers matchup more because I like Jokic more. And I think what's a better argument than Denver's best player playing at his best?
It's a good call. It's a good call.
Adam, what did you tweet about a Philly trade? The people you've riled up the internet.
Oh, is it time for the rant?
I don't know.
I got some more stuff from the post game.
Yeah, let's go back to post game. The rant might be a segment 3 thing, guys. That's a nice tease. Keep people in the chat. Keep them here.
So no,
Don't let me forget that.
I asked
totally will.
Mike Malone about Jerami Grant's versatility, and he said that Grant is going to have a more pronounced role in the playoffs. So I thought that was notable. We all thought that, but always interesting to hear Malone say that. Nikola Jokic on the defense, quote, "I'm concerned, but I'm not very concerned." And Jokic on a potential or the first-round matchup with the Jazz, he said he didn't have one easy game against Utah.
Very modest.
So it should be an interesting series, is what he said.
Man, I feel like that's a lie. But, I mean, I don't know.
I mean, his perception it sure looked easy.
Yeah. I mean, I think he just is motivated for those. But here's the thing. Hey, when he says, "I'm concerned but not very concerned," this is the thing we know about Jokic, guys. He has another gear. It is just so it's so clear he has another gear. Not just like playoff gear, which we saw last year. He just has it's time gear. Yeah. Meaning, like, in a game, if it's close, it's overtime, 12 straight points.
He has a switch.
Fourth quarter crunch time.
I got you.
Let's do it.
A switch.
And I think Jokic defensively, is a big part of where that gear is. Like, look, it's smart that Jokic doesn't go all out for 82 games. I know that sucks. I know the people that don't really love basketball hate that fact about the NBA, but it's a fact. It's 82 games, and a lot of guys can't go that hard for 82 games. Mm-hmm. Jokic is one of them. But I think Jokic, and I agree with Eric about this, Jokic, just watching him through these 8 bubble games, man, has just been, to me, it's like a boxer in the last day of training. You're not going all out, but you're fine-tuning, and you're ready. Like, you're growing in anger and intensity and just growing in the, that's just what it looks like to me. Like, he's ready.
Yeah, and he does things on certain possessions. You're like, he could do that every time down
he
if
had,
he wanted to.
the third quarter against Utah, was it? 13 or 14 in the third. He had another third quarter.
3 threes in a row against Portland, I think.
So, I mean, we know he's got that in him, but I agree. I feel like he's just kind of been coasting. And look, he racks up 12, 13 assists while coasting. So.
Even the quotes from him, I just feel like he's in a good headspace. I mean, we could be reading a little bit too much into this, but I just feel like Jokic knows exactly where his pulse is. He's got his finger on his own pulse, and he's
monitoring his own pulse.
Yeah,
it's good. That's good.
Is that
medically recommended?
So I just like it. What else did you get from the post? What did Murray have to say?
I mean, not much, man, because it was so defense focused. Murray's big point was we got to talk more on defense. And I mean, that's something we kind of know with this team. They don't really talk that much on the defensive end. And you can probably hear that more in the bubble than in a regular season game.
Yeah.
Like, Malone's just probably standing there on the sideline being like, wow, these guys really don't talk at all without a crowd and whatnot. So,
what do you expect to see from him then against Toronto? Like, is it going to be like this, maybe not 3 quarters, but 2 quarters, where it's like, go out there, you have one half of basketball to fine-tune, or do you think it's a complete throw in the towel, let's get rested? Because they already know they're the 3 seed.
It's tough to get a read based on this because, like, how much was Malone just trying to drill in the principles to them after this one? But I'd say you get a half of your normal rotation.
Yeah.
And then the second half, you see what we got in late in the fourth quarter in both these last 2 games. That's my take.
One other place I want to go here, Michael Porter tonight was off. Yeah. And he only grabbed 5 rebounds. I mean, he was going up against – I always – pay attention to Kawhi Leonard because you remember, I think it was preseason when Michael Porter was just like freshly getting his first NBA minutes, and he mentioned Kawhi. He singled him out. He's just like, that guy just has this air about him, like this the way he walks, the way he moves, the way he plays, where you just know this dude has it.
Yeah.
And so I think that there's something too that players can sense when there's a matchup that's tough. He was off tonight. He didn't score the ball, and he didn't really rebound like we've seen. 11 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists was a -16 vote. Is this a concern for you at all that Michael Porter was such a non-factor tonight?
No. It's certainly less encouraging than if he went off. But this, he's going – when you play against teams like the Clippers who have a Paul George and a Kawhi to put on you, and by the way, this is seeding Game 7 now, so the other teams know about you.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
Points come easily to him, but they will come less easily to him as teams begin to game plan for him. So good to get these licks in now. And I also think, remember, he struggled Game 1. He did not play well.
Yeah.
Came back and looked great.
Yeah.
So I would like to see that again.
A bounce back,
and maybe there's some silver lining to a reality check for him.
Ooh, I love this.
And then
take.
can
What
you
a
bring it
great
again
take.
next
That's
time?
that's an A+ take.
Yeah, I mean, he was 6 of 6 last game. He didn't miss a single shot
That's
last
true.
game. He's sort of, I mean, he's kind of going a little bit like up and down. Like,
You know what though? He's 4 of 10 tonight. Like this was a really bad shooting night. He's 40%. Like
40%. Right?
40%'s not that bad.
Not bad.
I think those threes will fall more often than not too. Keep shooting.
Yeah, keep shooting.
Yeah.
It's just funny, like what we have already come to expect from him.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's just like, you know, like earlier in the year, we'd be like 4 of 10. Like, that's cool. He's getting in there, getting some shots up, making some things. But now we've legitimately, I mean, in all of our minds, lifted him up to at least the 3rd best player on this team.
Oh, for
Like,
sure.
No joke. And he's now solidly in the starting lineup.
Michael Malone had a really interesting quote pregame, actually, where he was asked about Porter, and he said something to the tune of, "You're not going to succeed in the playoffs unless you have 3 like big time scorers."
Oh, that was a phenomenal quote.
It was an awesome quote, and Vogt and I were talking about this on the podcast last night. But like a week ago, or 2 weeks ago, it was like a hot take if MPJ was going to be in the starting lineup. I mean, now he's just such a sure thing to be the Nuggets starting small forward, at least I think, when the playoffs start. Because
it'd be the weirdest move ever if he was somehow not starting.
There's no amount of job security in the world you can have where you can go back on.
But Keita Bates Diop is in his place.
But for 2 reasons. Like, he's played really well in the bubble.
Yeah, he
but
has.
The Nuggets also really need him to score
really do.
like he has been in the playoffs because they need that 3rd option.
I have a formal apology
Whoa.
to issue to
Whoa.
one Michael Malone. And I mean this sincerely, guys. Like,
I thought that was coming
I
my
did
way.
my share, and I think a lot of fans did their share throughout the year of sort of criticizing Malone's handling of MPJ. And I still don't know that it was 100% perfect. But I will say, having the hindsight now of how this has gone, even with, I don't think Michael Malone planned the pandemic by any chance. Like, but
I think he did.
But
Well,
just the
he's a
way,
master-
I mean,
Mastermind.
someone had to have, right?
but seeing how Michael Porter has responded and seeing how big of a role, to your point, that quote today was not a Michael Malone just saying, like, that was him saying, we need him to be our 3rd best scorer. At least one of
He
our top
doesn't
3
say
scorers.
stuff like
He
that
does not.
often because in the past he's always gone with, it's got to be a team effort. We need something from everybody.
And this, well, look, we knew this was all a possibility. Eric knew, he thought it was a certainty back in January that Michael Malone had this big plan, so you can take a little victory lap here.
Go take a lap. Go take a lap around the bar.
But I'm serious. I do think that now seeing how the season has played out, the bubble has played out, and then hearing quotes like that, I think Michael Malone had a very much a 100 game plan for Michael Porter Jr., and it involved making him earn it early in the season, you know, letting some leash out as the season goes on, and then encouraging him and even motivating him to become the guy that we wanted him to be back in November, but allowing that now. So.
As we talked about time and time again ad nauseum, this is the only time in a player like Michael Porter Jr.'s arc that he is coachable. That he
really is
he
true.
is so
to this degree.
He is so talented, and the NBA is such a star-driven league that once you become that type of player, you become impervious to coaching.
Well, so think about this. If Michael Porter
totally
Jr.
agree.
has the 7-game run that he's had in this bubble back in October,
Yeah.
there's probably a lot of energy behind the, what does this guy know? I'm the leading scorer on the
Yeah.
team shooting 60%.
You really can't pull him for wilting on the screen in the 3rd quarter. Like,
Right,
you know,
exactly.
at
He's
that
like, what are
point
you
it's-
talking about? I'm scoring 25 a game.
I
Yeah,
think
like he
he
just refuses
probably.
to come out, like-
I think where the line was, where the threshold was of, hey, like, let's get it going now, get him off the ground. Marred a little bit by that ankle injury. That's probably where I'd criticize him. But you're right. I mean, in hindsight, and even at the start of the season, you can see why he wasn't starting him, and it's bearing fruit now. So he does. I'd also like to apologize to the national media, who I destroyed for saying, if MPJ is who Denver is telling us he is, then watch out. And I said, no, you should watch out for Denver because they're good now. It has nothing to do with this kid.
Yeah.
Here I am, every show for
I know.
2-3 weeks.
I had no-
They don't have a chance of winning the title unless MPJ goes off.
Is this turned into an apology corner?
I would like to apologize to,
To my
Eric.
mother.
First off, I'd like to apologize to all of you. And
For
all
being
of you.
on this show.
Well, yes, but that wasn't my doing. I would like to apologize for not having a Long Boys shirt out. I'd like to apologize for not
Yeah,
having
I know. What the hell,
PJ
dude?
Composure
Thank you
shirt
for
out.
apologizing.
I do a lot of stuff, people. I know everybody wants things from me. I apologize. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's a real problem. You apologize to the national media. I'm going to go on a rant here because I want to attack the national
Let's go.
media.
That's better.
I'm ready
for
for
the
it.
show, yeah.
So you guys have maybe seen this, but lately there has been some steam. Nate Jones on the NBA, top 3, 4, 5 follow for me on the NBA. I agree with 99. No person on the internet, do I agree more with their basketball takes than Jones on the NBA. He's like a little bit like what would you call him? Not really an agent, but he works in player agency for like marketing and brand deals and whatever.
He's in the business.
He's in the
as
business,
people
as people
to
say. He's like Worldwide West, man. He's a connector and he does all this. Great basketball takes. He proposed a take that has been picking up steam lately that the Nuggets should trade Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. To Philadelphia for Ben Simmons. A player who I have been advocating for the Nuggets to go after for quite some time. Everybody knows this. I'm the Ben Simmons guy. He's a long boy. He's a 6'10 point guard. I want him on the Nuggets. But not at the price of both Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic. Everybody knows that my take on Jamal Murray is a little mixed. He's really good, but still to me has a lot more to prove that he's a max player. Michael Porter Jr., and I saw the take here, and again, I don't begrudge him for this because I understand why somebody would have this, but there's a take out there that Michael Porter Jr. has been good for 1 week in his career, and outside of that, like, what else have we seen? Are you kidding me? The guy has the same. In fact, after the last 2 games, he might have a better true shooting percentage than Zion Williamson on almost the exact same minutes. The guy's averaging 20 points per game inside the bubble right now. And when we saw him in the month of January, which if there's a month that the national media just completely ignores the Denver Nuggets, it's the month of January. Every year, whatever happens in January is like, well, we're playing the hits. Where's Giannis getting traded to? LeBron James, is he okay? They're just playing the hits. January, he along with Will Barton and Nikola Jokic carried that Nuggets team when everybody else on the roster was out. They only had 3 players healthy. It was really crazy. He carried them, and he was phenomenal. We've seen this. Everybody was sleeping at that point. Michael Porter Jr. is, and we've seen this take from a lot of people, by the way. I'm not the only one saying this. Michael Porter Jr. is the player we've seen in the bubble right now, and he is the player that his upside has shown. I feel very confident about that. Does he have the injury risk? Of course. But he, as much as anybody, is the ticket to the Denver Nuggets winning a championship. So when I see the takes like this, I don't begrudge him for it, but get real. Are you kidding me? Michael Porter Jr. has top 10 talent in the NBA and maybe higher. Am I crazy for this?
There's like 6 guys in the NBA that I would trade Michael Porter Jr. for.
I mean, yeah, there's maybe more than 6 for me personally, but there's not many.
If I'm the Denver Nuggets, you got the exact player you were looking for to fill out this duo with Murray and Jokic, and you got him in the draft. Don't touch it.
Michael, I've said this today when we were talking. Michael Porter Jr. has probably a top 10, maybe top 5 jumper aesthetically in the NBA
right now.
Baby.
I mean, he's a 40-something% three-point shooter right now as a rookie. He's automatic. He's 6'10". He's got this great cutting. And by the way, this isn't out of nowhere. This guy was the number 1 player since he was a 8th grader.
This is who he is.
Yeah.
This is who he is.
The Nuggets are not trading Michael Porter Jr.
Yeah, they're not. Actually, I can say with a lot of confidence, guys, those trade rumors, those are people speaking into the Nuggets. Those aren't coming out.
I think the 2 biggest reasons are because we know that this front office, as high as other front offices could be, this front office is extremely high on him. And B, they've got him under control for another, 7 years?
Yeah.
The one thing
they're not trading that.
The one thing that needs to be mentioned about just the way that Denver has gone about its business in the front office is specifically when talking about drafting. We were talking about this the other night. Like, there's something so freeing about having an owner that believes in you and having job security at the general manager level, so that you can take on projects like this. The Nuggets do it over and over and over. There's other franchises that don't want to think about 2-3 years down the road because they don't know if they'll be there. And the Nuggets take Malik Beasley because his leg got broken late in his college career. They take they take Bol Bol. They take Michael Porter Jr. Like anyone who has like an
Gary Harris was also
Monte Morris also fits this mold because he's numbers are great 3-point shooter, great floor general, assisted turnover greatest of all time, but he's short. He's got this one flaw. It's injuries, but it's also the one flaw.
It's really
the guy
crazy.
He'll never overcome the one flaw. Jared Vanderbilt's another one.
It's crazy.
But here's where this rant really goes, guys, and here's where I'm going to drop the mic.
Oh boy.
How many people have told us that Joel Embiid is better than Nikola Jokic and the proof is in the pudding, just watch him play? Well, guess what? The Nuggets have a better record than the Denver Nuggets, and everybody agrees that the Nuggets should trade 2 of their best players for the second best player on the Philadelphia 76ers. How is Jokic not as good as Embiid if it takes 2 players to trade for the 1 supporting cast?
That's Nick Wright math right there.
This is Nick Wright math right there, that it would be like, I mean, come on, get real. Curry's better than LeBron. Ergo, you should trade 1 Lakers player for. Get out of here, man. You're admitting that the 76ers have a better supporting cast than the Denver Nuggets.
The only thing I took from that is that I really want some pudding. Sounds incredible.
Although I do feel like that takes losing a bit of steam, especially with the year Joel Embiid just had.
Yeah, it is losing a little bit of steam.
I feel like
held to 5 points tonight by Marc Gasol. By the way,
if the Nuggets do work on the Jazz and they are competitive against the Clippers, maybe they beat the Clippers. If they're competitive, I don't feel like many national analysts are going to be hanging on to that argument much longer.
Yoke's got a better supporting cast, of which he should trade the entire thing for one player on the 76ers. Get lost. Am I wrong?
No, you're hot.
No. I'm really hot about it because I think it's crazy. I'm so hot, let's go to break. Before I get myself canceled, I'm talking to you guys. I saw it, by the way, on The Ringer, too, and I heard this conversation on The Ringer by Jonathan Sharks, who I love. Jonathan Sharks, I agree with, like,
shout out to the
show.
Love that guy. But I'm telling you guys, sleeping on MPJ the way they were sleeping on Jokic, and I texted a bunch of people. I'm not afraid to go on record for this. I've been telling everybody. I've put it in public.
I will say though, like if that was a conversation happening in Toronto, like I as the Denver Nuggets person would be like, oh, that's interesting. I could see that trade.
Which one?
They're just that conversation is interesting from a national perspective.
100%. That's why I say I don't really begrudge him for that because MPJ. But I do say that when people say MPJ's had 3 good games and now we're saying no, guys. Yeah. He saved the Nuggets season in January.
This is what he did in January. He's just playing 30 minutes a game now instead of 20.
Yeah. A- rant, someone says. It's very specific.
A-. That's like a good.
No, I think he meant A rant.
No, that's more accurate. Yeah, A-rant.
All right, let's talk about Strava Craft Coffee, which you can now get in the DNVR bar on Colfax. More specifically, it's their cold brew that they're serving. I had some earlier tonight. It's CBD infused. All of their coffee is. You can get 20% off your order with DNVR 20, or you can get 20% off every purchase by signing up for their subscription service.
These haters are really tough graders.
And you can get
Where's
coffee
David East
every
when I need him? Needs to give me a 10 out of 10.
Or 8
grading
weeks.
Adams rants.
Wow, Harrison, this is not easy. Just doing a read while we talk. So it's really great. Alleviates anxiety, alleviates IBS.
One thing. And, there it is, David.
And there's caffeine in it because it's still coffee. So check out Strava Craft Coffee. Use code DNVR20 for 20% off at checkout. We also have to talk about DraftKings.
Oh, yeah.
DraftKings Sportsbook. The top-rated sportsbook in something, I'm sure.
The world.
The world?
The universe,
That
actually.
sounds right.
Yeah.
Did we do our DraftKings King of the Week yet?
Oh, no. King of the Game, you mean?
King of the Game.
We do need the King of the Game. It's
Oh,
Nolan Arenado. Nolan Arenado's the King of the Game. What a game by Nolan Arenado tonight.
Can you believe it? How many?
Very surprising.
Nolan
had a
Arenado
jack.
went deep twice. He hit 2 3-pointers.
twice.
Yes.
Definitely Jerami Grant.
Jerami Grant,
Jerami
right?
Grant for me. He was great. Oh, good thing we have a. There it is.
We're in complete disarray here.
Do you have
today.
Kadri? Is Kadri on there? Can we put him up as King of the Game as well?
The little king is so
No,
funny.
Jerami Grant. Look at that stat line. He was like a weird -7 or something tonight, but whatever. It wasn't his fault.
Yeah, it's funny because we also got the should Jerami Grant start question on Twitter today.
Man.
And I was saying this during the game, but like there are so many instances where Paul Millsap just saves this defense's ass on the backside.
Yeah.
You can just, it's so noticeable. So you still need Paul Millsap, but I think Jerami Grant outplays him by a lot in the series for sure.
Yeah, certain series
Minutes-wise.
for sure. Certain series.
It's a matchup thing.
And honestly, Utah might be another one of those. But Utah has been forced now to go play kind of small, and I don't know if Paul Millsap has a like backside roller job there. He might be guarding like if the Joe Ingles is, like he might have a.
I'm so ready for this Utah series.
Man, so ready. I want to talk about it now, but we can't. Are we done with DraftKings?
Yeah.
Okay, so there he goes, our king of the game. Let us know who your king of the game was. That controversial? Anybody else have like a different king of the game?
Could
Hit
have
us
been
in the comments.
Trevor Story or.
Could have been. I like that. What else we got from this game? What other takes?
Bol had put in a few impressive minutes.
Bol.
We had some. I won a bet on Bol 3-pointer.
We talked about that.
He had
yeah.
that coast to coast joint. That was pretty impressive.
Dude, in the first quarter, Bol caused Kawhi Leonard to turn the ball over.
Yeah, and then Kawhi went to the bench and was just laughing about it because it was hilarious.
He's like so tall. Like
Yeah.
the first time everybody plays Bol, they kind of have this like, wow, what is this?
Wait,
Like,
what just happened?
Yeah.
He can reach that?
Do you think?
He also had another one where he was standing under the basket and then contested a 3-pointer, and then that 3-pointer hit the side of the backboard.
Yes.
He had one of those today.
Absolutely. Do we think that Bol will see any playoff minutes?
Yeah, yes, because I think there'll be at least one game that is a blowout. Don't know which way,
Okay,
but I
any
think there'll
real
be.
playoff
Oh
minutes
no,
then.
I don't. I
No-
don't.
no meaningful
No,
playoff
I mean, think
minutes?
about the playoffs are so much about trust, and as much as
That's
I
a
love
great point.
Bol, it's just.
And Malone's trust in the defense.
And also, let's be honest, Malone's good about this. You want to protect Bol. It's game 3. close game. You think, oh, we'll throw him out there. Boom, 10-0 run. Like, I mean, think about what that does to a guy when he's like, dude, why'd you put me out there?
I also think
man.
This is another angle on it, and you guys might hate me for this take, but
I'd never hate you for it.
I could never hate you for any reason.
If Bol Bol goes out there and has like a huge 15-20 minute spurt, the contract offers might start to roll in.
I do hate you for this take.
Maybe Denver wants to hide him a little bit.
Great take. That's tinfoil, but I like it. I like it.
There's absolutely no way that Michael Malone is going to not play his best lineups in a playoff series in order for next year's. Yeah, like,
now he's playing 7D chess.
Yeah, wow, that's a lot of chess here. If we have questions, go ahead and throw them out for me.
We also have rate the highlight if you want to do that.
We want to rate the highlight. Oh, we don't have our things.
We can do it with our finger. With our fingers.
Yeah, the producer, get over here. We'll
our little finger.
I'll stall with a little. So I was very surprised that the Clippers went for it as hard as they did, being locked into.
I was
that
too,
2-3.
actually. What did they have to play for?
So here's one, just food for thought, coming from Shang Young at Young NBA. The Clippers had a 3-0 record and plus 9.9 point differential per 100 possessions, and that they really dominated all 3 of their games with the Mavs. So
didn't they just lose to the Mavs?
If they had any
in the bubble?
Maybe. I don't remember that.
Like 3 days ago? I don't know.
I don't know, man.
They do have the length.
Take it up with Shane, but
they have the multiple bot. You could throw out lineups that just switch on him, so the pick and roll kind of dies, and all of the defenders can lock him up. So
I mean,
they're going to score on them.
So why not for them just let's seal a deal, lock in a 7 seed. We feel very comfortable playing.
I like that.
But nonetheless, I was still surprised to see Kawhi out there in the 4th.
Super surprised.
Oh, no, the Clippers beat the Mavs. Sorry.
It's really weird. Like, it is really weird that we keep playing these teams where the Nuggets are just clearly like, yeah, whatever. I mean, we don't want anyone to get hurt, and the other teams are like, we want this dub. And I'm like, am I coaching these teams? Like, what's going on? Like, why was Kawhi Leonard out there? Like, it's confusing.
He might have wanted to be.
I guess. Don't you think Jokic wanted to be?
Doesn't Kawhi rest every third game, though?
That's a guy. That actually is a great point. I don't know.
Kawhi does. I saw a take on the timeline. I'm not going to say who it was. I don't want to feed the troll, but I saw a take that was something like, Kawhi doesn't, he knows that it's important to go hard every game. And I'm thinking, like, Kawhi Leonard plays 40 games a year.
Kawhi Leonard and LeBron James essentially invented load management.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if any example to use about players not like.
Yeah, Kawhi Leonard played 1 out of every 6 games last year.
When you're disconnected, you're disconnected. Let's look ahead a little bit, though, guys, to this final game. Not to the Jazz one, but just to the final game. What do you want to see on Friday at the 11:30 tip-off game against the Toronto Raptors? Neither team's going to have anything to play for.
I'll tell you, I want to see the final buzzer.
You just want to see it over with.
I just want this over with. I'm so over these bubble games.
How quick did that happen?
Nothing has shown the relativity of time more than the 4 months leading up to these 8 games and then the time it's taken to play these 8 games. Like, all I could do was think about how, we talked about a million times, like, we didn't want to go directly into the playoffs. We needed to ramp up time to make sure that the blah, 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 blah. Now it's like through game 6, I'm like, let's go. Like, let's get something that matters again. Because, none of these games have mattered for a very long time.
I think it's worked out poorly for the NBA that New Orleans really kind of shit the bed in Memphis as well. That I think they were like, the bubble's going to, it's only 8 games, they'll be meaningful, and then that just died. What happened?
Is it?
I have no 10, so I'm not.
Is there a joke being played on me that I don't know?
There's a joke being played that I've been given only 10s.
I knew something was missing from my pile, but I was never very good at math. So I couldn't figure.
I want to see. No, please keep it. Please keep it.
I'll take a 10.
I want to see Michael Porter Jr. hit some threes because the Nuggets can't have him in a slump. I want to see him knock down some shots.
Vote.
What's the question?
Jeez. What do you want to see in this last game against Toronto?
Gary Harris and Will Barton.
Oh, that's a great answer, yeah.
Do you guys think they play?
No.
So there was that report
I know.
During the last game. And then I asked Mike Mullen pregame if he has any insight on if they'll play.
And
he didn't really say
I could hear his tone in the quote you tweeted out there. Like, we've been around Malone enough that I know that there was like an FU undertone to that answer about players that are available, we're going to play, and if not, we're whatever. But I think that's a great answer. The one I want to see Bol Bol because I don't want to see Jokic or Murray or I just don't know if there's anything to gain. The game is in like 30 hours, 37 hours.
Nothing to gain. It's a morning game.
It's a morning game. It doesn't mean anything. I'd like to see him rest that one, and I'd like to see Bol Bol go out there and give us some feel goods.
Yeah, this is crazy. Like, this is the first Nuggets game of the year, including Summer League, including preseason, where I just absolutely don't want to see it.
No.
Like, there's nothing I want to see. Like, I don't like in preseason. You're seeing new players for the first time. Summer League, same thing. Like, this is the definition of a meaningless game, and only bad can come from it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it a positive? I know we haven't talked about the Jazz, but is it a positive for the Nuggets that they know who they're playing already and now have, 5 days or so to kind of prepare for it?
Yes.
Yeah, they have an extra 2 days. They could have found out on a Friday, so I'd say yes.
Quinn Snyder, a great coach, by the way. I think when they haven't had great playoff success, although they've played the Jazz 3 years in a row now. But Quinn Snyder, I think, is one of those guys that is going to come up with the best sort of game plan. He's always a tough coach, I think, to scheme against.
I will say that Jazz fans seem pretty excited about it.
Oh, I love it.
It's funny because I think
I love it. Look at these guys.
Look at that.
There they are.
I think the Jazz wanted the Nuggets and the Nuggets wanted the Jazz.
I don't think the Jazz wanted the Nuggets.
Yeah, I think Jazz fans seem kind of low on everything.
They definitely
right
didn't
now.
want the Rockets.
Jazz fans, I think, are
anybody.
kind of giving up on their team a little bit.
These
I don't
problems
blame
are
them.
inherent. Like, there's 4 teams you got to play that have home court, so every team's got a team that they don't mind as much.
Yeah.
But no, I don't think they're particularly confident, the Jazz, about the Nuggets. I don't see how they could be.
Yeah. There's also a chance. I mean, the narratives for this Utah game specifically are kind of sweet. I mean, Jokic, if he gets dominated by Gobert, it's going to be terrible because that's a matchup we wanted. But if he goes at Gobert and just demolishes him the way he did in the 7, the game before the 7, the game inside the bubble, if he goes at him like that and just completely owns him, you guys, the Winners Lounge is going to be incredible.
It could be the end of the Jazz.
Oh, my God.
It really could. We said this downstairs.
Yeah.
It's the end of the Jazz. It's the end of the narrative.
Yeah.
It's the end of the Moutier. I mean, there's a lot of things that in play.
I mean, the Moutier Dozier matchup is enticing.
But no, I mean, the like one major slip up of the Tim Connolly era that gets pointed to over and over and over by the ultra casual fan is the Donovan Mitchell draft night trade.
He might go though. He might without Gary Harris. He might.
Yeah, but
are we going to revisit that trade?
We're going to revisit
over 6.5 times.
Oh, I don't
per
think
game?
it'll come up, Harrison. What are you talking about?
Oh my God! Like, well, how many times are we going to see photos of Gobert and Mitchell in Nuggets hats on draft day?
Oh,
I see Han Solo, I think, in the chat there ask a question. I think that was the name I saw. Asked something about, like, why doesn't... I thought that's what it said, Han Solo. Like, why not just bring Barton and Harris off the bench? I think that's a given at this point. Even if they come back and are 100% healthy, I don't think you disrupt the starting lineup. I think we're kind of locked into Jeremy.
Even for Torrey Craig.
I think Torrey Craig and I think. Well, I mean, look at it. We're so into things now.
I'm with you, Adam. I think they definitely start the playoffs with this current starting lineup, and then based on how the first round series goes, maybe you switch things up. But I'm at the point right now. I don't know about you guys. I'm at the point right now where I'm really not expecting huge contributions from either Will Barton or Gary Harris in this playoffs. And it's sad. It's frustrating. It's depressing. But with how long they've been out and where this team's currently at, it's tough to really see them making a big impact.
Let's play Rate the Highlight. Let's get that one going. Try to get some good vibes in here before we.
By the way, good vibes in the comment section only too. Like,
are people negative Nancy?
No, just towards each other. Like, it's okay to have negative takes about the team, but
really?
Let's keep it respectful. We don't. That's not how we play it here. Just if you're listening to this, all right.
Oh man, I hate to hear that about the comment section. Boo, you guys.
That means we're big time now.
That's true. Yeah, we are.
Rate the comment section.
Rate the comments. Let's do this.
Yo, rate the
right,
comments.
Do you have your
Did I
numbers
say rate
ready?
the comment?
Yeah, we're ready.
Anthony Irwin.
Rate the highlights.
I don't think Adam's ready.
Love you,
I'm not
Anthony.
getting a thumbs
I'm born
up.
ready. Oh, what am I doing? Thumbs up? I don't remember any highlights. Here's Monte.
Right, this was Monte. No.
Oh, I
Jokic.
love this
this is
one.
a
I
great
love this
one,
one.
yeah.
I love this one. That's a 9.
I'll go 8.
Yo, this is a symbolic
Right.
10. This is a
It
symbolic
is.
10.
That's why it's a symbolic 9 for me. Give it. Tell me why.
Because that was MPJ feeding Jokic. Like,
Jokic feeding MPJ.
oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess I wasn't paying attention.
You were just.
Let's go to the other one.
Honest, you were
Let's
going,
go to the other
you were
one.
going default 10 on any highlight right
I was
there.
given 4 10s.
No, Jokic is so good in
yeah,
space.
that
Like,
is
he knows the cut
definitely
is going
Jokic
to open up him, and it's just. Yeah, what are you talking about?
Going back to a 5. Very, very standard play.
Can I tell you something? One thing I like about MPJ, he hangs out in the restricted area. Like, he's very good at sort of being there. And Jokic is so good. Kenneth Faried used to do this. And it's just like, Jokic knows, cut into this space, defense comes, you're wide open. I love that play. To me, that's just that play right there, you're going to see a lot of over the next several years.
That play is the Nuggets.
That play is the Nuggets, yep. What else we got? Oh, look at
polo.
that. Oh, yeah. God, man. You know what? This one's a 10.
This is a 10 for me. There are so many aspects of this play that
I know.
are 10.
Strong agree. Walk us through them, Harrison.
So you got the Jokic pass, clearly a 10, right on the money. I
I
mean,
mean, it wasn't
moonball.
right. It wasn't right.
Yes,
on
it was
the
too.
it was.
Yes, it was too.
No, he had to jump way up to get it, and it almost took him out
He
of bounds.
threw that. That's like a
So,
receiver. That's like
I
a
was gonna
quarterback
say-
throwing it back shoulder receiver. The only place Porter could get it, he threw it.
I like that if like Randy Moss has a diving catch in the corner of the end zone, drags a foot. It's like not a great pass. He had to jump for it.
No, but the difference is that if you catch the ball, dot your feet, then fall out of bounds, that's a successful trip down the court. But if you fall out of
Unbelievable.
bounds,
There was no other angle you could have got. This is a crazy team.
Yeah.
There's no other angle you could have had on that.
Adam's about
pass.
to go
I
on
just
another
want
rant.
everyone to now understand what it's like to work
With
for
Eric.
Aaron, or for Eric, yeah.
Oh, with
Just trying
Eric?
to, yeah. To
Oh,
meet
how he's
those
saying, yeah, exactly,
standards.
to
Such
Yeah.
a perfectionist.
Yeah.
That was an 8. Okay.
yeah, that was an 8. Like because we've seen him.
What's the other half of this, Harrison?
Well, the other half is MPJ's finish.
Watch how
Like,
high he gets up.
look
Just
how
quickly.
high he gets up there.
Stay on the ground.
He's so
young
good
man.
around the rim.
Unbelievable. All right, that was a 10. I don't know what you're talking about, Eric. All right, what else? You thought he was going to get mad at me, and he got mad at you. I love it. Oh, I love this one. Man, what does Jokic shoot on that specific shot?
100% actually.
What does like the average person, like NBA player, shoot on that one? Like, say he just
Yeah.
makes those
70.
little.
What does Gary Harris shoot on that floater?
Oh God, don't say it. Yeah, that's a great pass by Paul Millsap. I'm giving this one a 9.
I'm a little wounded from that, so I don't think I'm going to rate this one.
I'll go 9.
Where are you at, Vote?
It's 8.
What are people saying on this one? Are people giving this one a
9.
9? Yeah, I agree. Yeah, that's a smooth
Very
one. It is
smooth.
smooth, man.
Straight up, straight down.
Millsap's rarely smooth.
Yeah, I know. He's like,
Dude,
Dad.
the idea, I don't believe the numbers that tell me Paul Millsap's an efficient scorer.
He's never made a beautiful
He's
play.
never taken
It's
a
because
good
he was
shot.
the best 3-point shooter on the team
I
this year.
know, so crazy,
percentage-wise.
so wild.
Crazy.
What else we got? The slow-mo cam?
Okay, Jokic
Or is that
coming
Jokic
through.
full speed? Oh, I love when he does that. Oh, my God. I love
Give
when he
it to
does
me.
it. Give it to me. Still only giving it a 9.
I'm
though.
going 10.
Let's get.
This is my
we're
favorite.
in playoff shape.
Oh no, this is my favorite type of Jokic pass.
Like,
Do you remember the one he had against Portland? I think it was probably the 2016-17 season.
look at this arm. Look at it here.
Check this out. Just, just getting so pitted right
That
there.
sidewinder he had against Portland, I think it was
Oh,
to
yeah.
Freed.
The first that was one of his first great
Yeah.
passes.
But it was kind of like that.
the one-handed
one, yeah.
slinger from
Yeah.
the Joker.
That's my favorite type of Jokic pass.
One of my favorite Marlowe calls too. I agree with you. This one is just it's so beautiful. Love it. I'll call this the Matrix pass because it's like the bullet that Oh wait, it's not the Matrix. What is that? Taken? No, it's like one of those. It's like
Wanted.
Wanted.
Yeah, where you shoot the bullet and
Yeah.
it goes around. There it is.
Yeah.
All right, what else we
Might watch
got?
that.
Some
tonight.
verb,
It's kind of
Yeah,
true. I
for
think
real.
that's
That's a
actually
great
accurate.
point,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, we have one more. We got a couple more. Oh yeah. Oh, ball. My
This one,
God.
man.
Yes.
Millsap.
Dude, I don't think people understand exactly how just awesome this play looks so just sort of like normal because it's just like a regular steal, but so long, man. I'm telling you. Is this the one that
Nothing
Kawhi
about-
was laughing about?
No, nothing about that looks normal.
He dribbled that down like he was
Nothing
Jamal
else
Murray, like he was a true point guard.
You guys want to know my take on Bol?
Yes.
I think he's a small forward. That's the craziest thing.
He's a giant small
I
forward.
do. I just think I thought he was a center, and then after watching him, like he's a power forward. I think he's a small forward.
I'm not all the way there. I think he's a 4 still.
So
I think he defies all of it. This is what I was talking about earlier
Yeah.
with the combo.
I'm going to give Lou Williams a 10 for the business decision.
Yeah, it's a great business decision.
He was like, I wanted no part of the Bull poster.
I love.
I also,
love
Eric
Bol.
still has my 10, so I'm just going to give fires.
Do we have any more?
I'm afraid to use it.
Oh, we have
Wow,
three
three
more. Wow, a
more.
lot of rate the highlight tonight. Let's see what else we got. Oh, this was great. This was actually great. Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
to beat the clock. That got us
Man.
out of our seats.
See, I am so team shoot the ball at the end of the quarter.
Yeah, of course.
And like 9 times out of 10, you just dribble this out almost.
Oh yeah, he went the full distance.
Boom. Give it a 9.
Let's give it a 9. All right, what else we got?
Give us a 10.
What is it? You can see my balls or something? Is it-
No.
Okay, thank God. All
No,
right.
but they can hear you, though, in the mic.
All right, that's good to know. Oh, I love this one.
We're live.
Wait,
I love this one. This was like too slow of Mo.
Too slow of Mo?
Yeah, it was too
Anthony
slow
Ar-
of Mo.
great Anthony Irwin.
This
joke
is what
there.
I thought I was watching earlier.
He said
when
Lou got closer to Jack Harlow than he did on Bull on that defense.
This
pretty
this
good.
is my symbolic 10. This
Yeah,
is my
I like the symbolic
10.
10 here. There was a lot of Jokic to MPJ, MPJ to Jokic action.
I'm telling you guys. I'm telling you. This is why when people are talking about like the fit or whatever, I'm like, are you kidding me? This is a 10 out of 10 fit. These two together, guys, we are like 1.5 months of real minutes with these two guys together. The month of January and the bubble. That's what we've gotten, and these guys already
It's been
just
about
look like.
all I could have expected.
Oh, it's all I
to
could
be
have
honest.
expected and more. All right, a pure 10. I love it. I love it, Adrian. Last one here. All right.
I'm giving it a 10 before I see it.
It's got to be good if it's the last one. You save the best for last usually. Typically.
Oh, it starts with Plumlee. Like
How do I
every
not
good
remember
highlight
any
does.
plays? Oh!
Send it
Oh,
in.
You know
heavens.
what? You know
Oh,
what?
heavens.
I'm giving this one a 10.
I'm giving this my 10 and Brendan's 10.
Symbolic 10 from me. Jerami Grant, the key to a Clippers series. The key.
Some ignorant analyst the other day said that Jerami Grant doesn't fully utilize his athleticism. Unbelievable, that guy.
Inexplicable.
You did have a
Inexplicable.
tweet tonight that was like, I've been very impressed with Jerami Grant in the bubble. And I was like, wait a second. Have you?
No. The
whole bubble?
The whole bubble. No, listen,
Wait.
you guys are wrong about this.
Wait a second.
I'm with Win.
You
I'm with Win on
guys
this
are
one.
crazy.
I'm with Win
You
on
guys
this
are
one.
crazy.
Check the receipts. Check the receipts.
Check the receipts.
And also, I'll say it. The rant earlier, isn't that your take, the get Simmons to Denver take?
Yes, but not at all costs. Like I
All
wouldn't,
right,
trade
all
Jokic
right,
for
all right,
Simmons,
all
for
right.
example. I mean, come on.
Someone's got to hold you accountable here.
No. Jerami Grant, I'm telling you, Jerami Grant has really impressed as the bubble, and I think a lot of that has to do with I like his fit alongside Michael Porter. I mean, this is what we're coming to, even with Bol, I think a little bit, is Jerami Grant's not really a power forward, but he's also not a small forward. And that doesn't work when you play him with, like, say, Torrey Craig, for example, and Mason Plumlee. It doesn't work. But when you throw out Yoke and you throw out MPJ and you throw out Grant, it just all comes together in this awesome way where it's like, I don't care who's what position or what's going on. They're all mismatches if they play it right, and they just have played it right. And that
There's this thing called positionless basketball that I've heard of before.
yeah.
Yo, we have been in this season for almost a calendar year.
This is a
true.
philosophical moment from Eric, I feel.
Oh, I can tell it.
And we are almost to the end of this regular season.
Facts.
And it
One
has
game away.
looked almost nothing like it did at the beginning now here at the end. The players are different. The team is different. The philosophy is different. I love this Denver Nuggets team. Like, I am so excited to get into these playoffs. I have not been higher on this Nuggets team than I am right now. Even though, like, coming off of these losses, I love that we're in a place, even though Malone is upset about the defense, I love that we're in a place where we can just pull our players back because, you know, we've shown what we need to show. You guys can fight. You guys can sweat. We'll see you in the playoffs. I'm ready for this, man.
I think Malone is just in the movie Miracle when he's the it's about the name on the front of your jersey, not the name of the, another line.
I want a real goalie.
Yeah, exactly. That's where Malone is right now. He's doing the all right, guys, it's time. Everybody lighten up. No
freaking
more
love
Mr.
Miracle.
Nice Guy. That's
my
where he's at.
favorite movies.
Guys, the fun really it's really starting to take off now. I mean,
it's so
I feel the
fun.
pressure. I feel the intensity. I feel the
Yes.
heat.
Yes.
I feel the excitement. It's all starting to come together. The Nuggets locked in with the Jazz. Friday show, very heavy on that. We're probably going to have shows just running now. I mean, we're going to be doing a lot of analysis going forward. It's one of the reasons I didn't want to talk about the Jazz too much right now. We've got 5 or 6 days before we get there. So I wanted to save a bullet in the chamber.
Screw the Jazz.
And just kind of look at this one. Tomorrow, going to do a notebook episode. Friday, we're going to have hopefully a winner's lounge. It'll probably just be a bubble wrap-up lounge.
Yeah, just
A bubble wrap lounge.
general lounge.
Just a general lounge.
Let's just lounge around.
And it's
and
going to be
talk.
fun. We've enjoyed, guys, having you guys here. We've
Love
enjoyed
it.
being at this bar.
How good are these commenters? We love these people.
We love the commenters.
Well, it sounds like they were
Except for
mixed.
the one guy I just blocked. But other than that,
yeah.
That was me.
Shout out
so
to the comment
listen,
section.
man. It could be Dallas. It could be OKC. It could be Utah. I'm not
It's
afraid
Utah.
of anyone. Don't think that Denver
I don't
team.
think it can, actually.
No. I'm saying.
It could have been. It could have been.
Thank you, Eric. I'm a writer. So Nuggets in 4 or 5. Or
Wow, we're getting. I
I'm
like
with
it.
you,
Let's
brother.
balance this energy with whatever
I'm with
the
it.
energy is
I'm
on
with
Sunday
it.
when we do official
and Voter,
predictions.
I'm not prepared to give my take yet.
Me
I'm not
neither, but I
prepared.
do like. I
Not
love
prepared
it.
to give my prediction yet.
And Malone told us before any of these games started that he wasn't going to play the starters and he didn't care about the seeding games, and he did just that. And then we all panicked about conspiracy
Yeah,
theories.
that's so true.
Everyone relaxed. They're not afraid of Dallas. They're not afraid of Utah. They're
Nor
not
should
afraid of
they be.
OKC, and nor should they be because they're a top 3 seed for
Might
the
be the
second
best round
team
of the
in a
night
row.
for keeping it at 100. One thing I like about votes.
sorry, I
I
forgot
addition to the
I like
mix.
my rant better.
One thing I like about Vote's addition to the mix, he doesn't carry the baggage of Denver Nuggets
That's
Astoria,
true.
and so in a lot of ways he's clearer of
He's
mind.
like a
and I
babe
like
that's
that.
wandered into the woods.
No, but I mean this positively, as in like he's seeing it more clearly,
I
whereas
love it.
we're doomed to failure or whatever. But thank you guys, we got to get out of here. Thank you so much. Don't forget, subscribe on YouTube, leave a little like, a little thumbs up, if you will. Comment on there, just tell us, hey guys, enjoyed the show or
I got
whatever.
you, Omar. I
And
got
we'll
you.
see you all next
Stay
time.
tuned.
I got you.
Adios.